The Reapportionment Act of 1929 passed by Congress fixed the number of seats in the House to 435, which will be apportioned according to census results. Representatives can be taken away or added if the state's population decreases or increases.
The House last went through reapportionment in 2012, according to the 2010 census, and will do it again in 2022.
One common problem is malapportionment, which is when the government fails to reapportion after significant population shifts. This leads to constituents of House members representing a much larger number of voters compared to other districts having less influence upon their elected representative, thus violating the principle of one man, one vote.
Congress holds the job of reapportioning representatives in the House every decade.
This balances power between the legislative branch and the two other branches. Since the number of seats is fixed, Congress can't grow to overpower the executive and judicial branches.
Pennsylvania had lost one representative after the last House reapportionment, leaving us with less say in our nation's politics.
Gerrymandering takes its name from Governor Elbridge Gerry of Massachusetts in the 19th century. In 1812, Gerry created a law that formed new states' senatorial districts, one of which looked like a salamander that was titled Gerrymander.
The Supreme Court is continually taking measures to limit the amount of gerrymandering with each case that is presented.
Two famous examples of times the Supreme Court ruled on gerrymandering problems in the past were in the cases of Westbury v. Sanders and Davis v. Vandermeer, which both resulted in stricter limitations on gerrymandering imposed by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court is in charge of cases dealing with gerrymandering.
The Supreme Court checks the legislative branch by controlling how they redistrict territory.
If the district we live in is cut smaller by gerrymandering, we would have less representation in the House and therefore less say in our nation's politics.